Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer, we're going to continue with the Gun Hill. We did one yesterday, and this is the Gun Hill Brewing's Roll Call East Coast number 4. So they've done 4 different editions of this style of beer. And from what I'm seeing, they're a little bit different in the ABV and probably the hop profile. But this is number 4. This was sent to me by my brother Rico. And he has got the note here on this saying 7.3% East Coast IPA is what they're calling it, listed as Gun Hill Roll Call East Coast number 4 on Rate Beer from their official site. At the high end of the hop oil spectrum, new hop darling Denali features fresh pineapple and pine resin. Pair that with the Amarillo's orange, citrusy, and dry, sandy cinnamon, and a fruit hop force has formed a more perfect union. Best drink fresh. No canned on date to be found, but he did get it at the brewery. $4 a can. So, and I found it funny on this, guys, that when I went to look up everything and get ready for the review here, right on the can here, it says East Coast number 4, Roll Call East Coast number 4, written on the can. And over on the side here, it's got 7.3% alcohol by volume. Plain as day. So, I said, well, hopefully we'll get some additional information that's not on there. So when I went to Rate Beer has East Coast number 4, ABV 6.8%. Wrong. And they got it listed as number 4, and they got it at 6.8%. Well, I used to blast these guys when they had the wrong information. But when I went over to the brewery's website, Gun Hill, they've got it listed here. Gun Hill Roll Call East Coast number 4. IPA 7.5%. No, the can says 7.3%. So it's even listed wrong on the people's website that make the freaking beer. So it blows my mind that you can go to their website and it has wrong information on the brewery's website. So whoever's in charge of that, he needed to back off. Maybe smoke one less or something. 7.3% on the can. So the Gun Hills Brewery's even got the wrong information here. Rate Beer's got the wrong information here. Beer Advocate has the correct information, and Untapped has the correct information. As a matter of fact, on Untapped, I've also found IBUs for 75. That is not even listed on the can or on the brewery's website. So I don't know where they're getting that information, but they've got it. Maybe it's on their Facebook page, their Twitter page, their Instagram page, whatever page. How many pages you got to go to find this information? Or to be on the brewery's website. Or to be on the can. Yeah. Enough about that. Let's get on with it. I don't want this to be a 30-minute video. Commercial description is basically what I read off of Rico's paper here. Because it doesn't have a whole lot more than that on the website. And I don't know if I trust that since they got the wrong ABV on the website. Incredible. Blows me away. Whoever's in charge of that ought to be at the end of the canning line packaging beer now. So that's your one job and you failed. So guys, as far as as far as food pairings and all this, I'm going to jump over here and we're going to jump back and I'm going to go here. I don't think there's anything else here we need to talk about. Basically on Untapped it's got the same description that I read off of Rico's page he sent me. So we're going to get the can down here and we're going to get, I apologize, I should have had this up and ready to go already. Alright, this is an IPA, and it's going to be your typical food pairings that I read to you 1,500 times maybe. It's an IPA, so the cuisine is curried in a Thai. The cheeses are peppery, Monterey, pepper jack, sharp, blue cheddar. Your stronger cheeses, gorgonzola, Limburger, meat, poultry, fish, shellfish, and salmon. And I'll add grilled meat to that. Glass for a pint, Becker, 9 tumbler mug, size Sidell. I'm using my favorite tulip glass, a sovereign beer glass, and not recommended for extended cellaries. Over to the light, it is a medium amber color. It is a filtered beer. Not a lot of bubbles streaming up, but it didn't produce a monster head either. Just barely covering the top of the beer. Let's dive in and see what we got on the nose. Little bit of hint of citrusy, pine. Kind of subdued for a beer that comes straight from the brewery. And that doesn't always mean anything, guys. Just because you go to the brewery doesn't mean it's fresh. You could have sat at the brewery for a while, especially if it's not distributed in large places. I've had breweries send me old beer. More than once. More than once I've had breweries send me beers that were 6, 8, 10 months old. Coming straight from the brewery. So just because you think you're going to the brewery and get it fresh, most of the time you are, not always. And then without a date on the bottom of it, how long has it been sitting at the brewery? It's just like sitting at the distribution or the warehouse before it's distributed. Like they do around here. You have no idea. Kind of subdued, guys. Let's dive in. Little bit of pine, not much. Very subdued. Nice bitterness to the back end with 75 IBUs. Citrusy, maybe a little bit of orange zest. Definitely in the East Coast style, not a West Coast style or a juice bomb, where you got that up in your face pine, grapefruit, pineapple. Very subdued, more herbal floral in the hop variety. Well, let's right out of the fridge, like I said. Needs more hops in this, to me. Nice. It's got a nice grapefruit, orangey taste, but everything is kind of subdued to me. The bitterness is there. It's got a strong bitterness for the sweetness of the malt. Well, let's sip on it for a while, and then we'll see where it ends up. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. A decent example of an East Coast style. A little bit of citrusiness in there. Oranges, maybe some pears or apples. Nice fruitiness to the beer. Definitely not a West Coast style. It's East Coast style. Not that up-in-your-face hot presence that the West Coast style and the juice bombs have now. New England style is what I call those juice bombs. But there are a lot of other breweries around the country that are doing those style of beers now. And they basically have ruined my palate. I love that taste and aroma that those beers have. So, decent beer. Like I said, even though Rico went to the brewery and purchased this, Hopefully he got a fresh version of this, being the 4th edition, which was the last edition they did, number 4. But like I said earlier, it blows me away that the brewery even has the wrong ABV on the beer when it's written on the can. So, you know, can't fault Great Beer for having 6.8 and their own brewery has 7.5 when the can has 7.3 on it. So, final chug. Decent beer, like I said. A little strong on the bitterness on the back end. 75 IBUs. I think it could be a little less than that, maybe 55 or 60, maybe even 65. I think the bitterness is a little heavy on this beer for what it is. Not enough sweetness in the malt to balance that out a little bit. But tasty. Would like to see them do a date on the bottom of the cans, but limited distribution. I can understand why a lot of these breweries do not. But it doesn't help us out as craft beer buyers going and purchasing beer. How long has it been sitting at the brewery? And if you go buy it at the store, how long has it been sitting in the warehouse? How long has it been sitting on the shelf in the store? So we need those dates, guys. We really do. All right, not outstanding, decent representation of an East Coast style. B plus for me is what I'm gonna give this beer. Was very enjoyable. Rico, my brother, thanks a bunch for sending it to me. The American rating on this, guys, would probably be 88. That's where I would put this beer. And like I told you earlier, Beer Advocate or Rate Beer, either one has enough people. They even had 10 people post comments on this beer to give it a rating. So we'll run over for our final check into Untapped, and they have it at 3.87, which is their B plus range too. So unanimous from me and them, B plus beer. So and I don't know if I would even change the grade even if it had a date on it, but that would give us an inclination when it was put in the can, so we know whether it was 1 month, 2 months, 4 months, whatever the age of it is. So you know, I can make a better judgment of what I should be getting or what is lacking in the beer. If it's a 1 month old, it's probably going to taste like I intended it to taste. If it's 4 to 6 months old, it's probably lost a little bit since then. So I'd like to see those days, guys. I really do. You had this one from Gun Hill Brewing, the Roll Call, East Coast number 4. Let me know what you think, guys. Come back tomorrow. I'll see you then.